Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another crafting simulations video. Right, as I've been back from my holidays, I have noticed, I kept an eye on things, as to what aircraft are getting released for the simulator, and updated, and all the rest of it, and there has been quite a few aircraft. However, this one really did sneak up on me, because it is the brand spanking new COWS DA40 even, NG. Let's take this out for a spin and see how good it is. So, as the intro has suggested to you, this is a brand new COWS sort of brand new aircraft. COWS first released the frankly awesome DA42 Twin Star, an aircraft of which I love very much. And then they released even the DA40 XLS, I think it was, which is the single engine variant of the aircraft you're looking at now, basically. And then they've released, just recently, the DA40 NG. Now the NG and the XLS, I think it's XLS, basically it's the same aircraft. It's a different cockpit layout, but it is essentially the same aircraft. It is not a bespoke, separate packaged aircraft for the flight simulator. If you've already purchased the DA40, you get this as an update. It's completely free. If you purchase the DA40 now, I think the DA40 NG is included in the package, in the download. If you have this aircraft like I did when it first came out, the original version of the DA40, if you go on to, I think, Orbex, I purchased through Orbex, probably the same through their website, but you re-download the package and you'll get the DA40 NG. Now, I haven't really done much content focusing on the original single engine Diamond, basically because I've never got around to it. It's a very basic aircraft. I've covered basic single-engined, first-time flying general aviation aircraft from the Just Flight Piper range, and I saw the COWS variant of the DA40, and I was like, okay, it's a good aircraft. Don't get me wrong, I'm not knocking COWS one little bit for it. It just didn't grab me in the same way the 42 did, but this does. And there's not really that much difference. It's like I say, of the cockpit and a few of the different specs of the aircraft. For one thing, it's actually easier to start. Now, I say this as an in-joke. I have had a pain in the butt even, trying to start the original version of the DA40. Different levers in different positions. It gets confusing. Luckily, the NG is simpler to start. So that's already a win in my book. But before we get over to that, let's just have a look at this aircraft. It is, like I say, it looks like a normal DA40. And to be honest with you, it is. I never knew my AI character was female. That's weird. Yeah, anyway, like I say, it is a Diamond aircraft. It looks absolutely fantastic. And this thing's about Diamond. Diamond do make very futuristic looking aircraft. It is very much of the 21st century. Whereas you look at, let's say, that Piper, if you can see it in the background, or that Robin, I think it is, I'm not sure what that is, but they're old-fashioned. That Cessna looks old-fashioned. This just looks and screams 21st century. There you go, Cessna right behind. That's what this is going up against. That's old. It may have a G1000 cockpit, but it's old-looking technology. This is not. This is very much light, a very aerodynamic design, and it is fantastic. And the only issue I do see here is the screens flickering in the cockpit there, but that's nothing you see. You don't see that normally when you're flying, so not an issue really, certainly when you're spinning around. So let's see what the inside looks like. So again, it looks pretty much familiar from what we've seen. Let's put that up. It is quite familiar. We still have the fantastic twin G1000 setup. I don't think anything's changed there. Top controls have not changed. The lighting controls are the same. Standard four instruments here. They're the same. Braking and air conditioning and all that kind of stuff, that stayed the same. Fuel system is a little bit different. I'll go on that in a minute. Trim wheel is exactly the same. I have flown this a little bit, so that's moved a little bit. Stick is the same. I still don't know why they don't do a tablet. Why is there no tablet? Cows, why have you not put a tablet here? There's a pouch for it. Anyway, what does change is the ECU. Obviously is a little bit different. We have our fuel boost pump here, which I do believe was down on one of these toggle switches. Before flap switch, that's the same. We still have poppable, fuses. We'll put them back in before I forget. Things do change a little bit. We have our electronic master and start switch, that's here. We have a fuel transfer button. Again, more on that in a minute. Pitot switch is over here, avionics switch, essential bus, that's over there. So things are a little bit different. I think if you've got used to the original DA40, you'll get used to this DA40 NG fairly quickly. It is a little bit different, not too different. So what was I referring to with the fuel system? Well, glad you asked. You see here, and the fuel switch. And you'd assume it's left and right and off. That's usually what it is. Left tank being the wing and the wing tanks. No, it's different. We do have a left and right tank system. So we have left in the wings. However, the engine only feeds from, I believe, the left wing. So when you start this up and you bring up the fuel system, and it'll still say left and right, it'll only ever feed from the left tank. So if the left tank runs out, even if you have fuel in the right tank, you are still going to run out of fuel. So what you have to do is press the fuel transfer button, and this will transfer fuel electronically from the right wing to the left wing, and therefore into the engine. So it is a little bit different. It sounds complicated, it really isn't. I mean, if you've got a full set of fuel, you're going to have to go quite a while before you're going to have to really start thinking about transferring fuel. I certainly haven't. I've done one flight in this aircraft. But yeah, it's something to keep an eye out. It's not so much a think and forget kind of thing. You start it on the left tank and land it on the right tank, and that's the only time you need to interfere with the fuel levers, the fuel switch here. You do have to think about it if you're doing a little bit longer flight. So other than that, it relatively is pretty much straightforward. So anyway, where are we? We're at Burning Blue Designs We Can Be, because that is my favourite airfield in the known universe for this style of aircraft. Again, I'll put a link below in the description, referring to where you can purchase even the Burning Blue Designs aircraft. Burning Blue Designs scenery, and where you can purchase this aircraft. Obviously, like I say, I purchased this as a download from Orbex as an upgrade to get the DA40 NG. You can purchase the whole thing from Orbex or from Cows themselves, and same for the DA42. We are flying one of the repaints that comes with the aircraft, so I don't know, is that Belgium, Germany, Austria? I have no idea. It's somewhere in that world. It ain't English, let's put it that way. So we don't have a mixture lever, we don't have a propeller pitch. This aircraft is very smart. It's a lot smarter than I am. So anyway, let's turn on the battery. We'll clear that. We'll get the avionics turned on anyway. We're going to need them. So we do have, I've said, we've seen the G1000 so many times now. We'll just let that settle down. Position lights can now come on. I usually turn these up. I don't know why, it's bright daylight, but... So, door open and alternator failed. That's fine, I can solve that. Warning. On, so again, sorry about that. We'll get rid of the glow plugs warning there. So clear on the left side, clear on the right side, and clear up front. Let's turn Trackir on. It's that easy to start this thing, that easy, and that's one of the things I love about this aircraft over the original DA40. Right, so we'll have the engineering page up. So again, we're going to basically wait for the gearbox temperature to get up to temperature, so we'll bring our RPM up to about 1000. That'll do. So if you've seen the DA40s, you'll know what they look like, you know the instruments and all that. So we still have our load in percentage, so we're running at 8%, our RPM, oil bars in the green, oil temperature is coming up, it's in the yellow, that's fine, coolant temperature is in the yellow.
System test, okay.
Thank you very much. Gearbox, we're not going to want to start moving really until we get that into the green. So this is the fuel flow system, which is gallons per hour and temperature in the left and right tanks of the fuel. And this is what I'm referring to in the left and right gallons of fuel. So we have a left tank and a right tank. So just to, well, we're sitting here waiting. Again, it will fill, the aircraft will run, the engine will run from, I do believe, the left tank. And if that runs out, even if you have fuel in the right tank, it ain't gonna fly for very long. So what you do is you just switch on the fuel transfer button, and you'll transfer fuel electronically from the right tank into the left tank, and hey presto, your aircraft will fly. That. So let's get this all set up. So transponder, we're going to squawk at altitude, squawk at 7,000, that's correct. CDSGP, whoops. Put the same location in because that's where we're going to stay at. We can be, yeah, what woodway are we coming up into? We'll leave that. Runway 21, that's what we're going to go into. Oops, I hate this thing sometimes. No, not that. Me and technology. I've got a G1000 physical unit sat in front of me and I still don't know how to use it properly. Anyway, that'll do. Right, so we're just under our temperatures now for running, I should say. Flaps will come down. It's a very unique noise this aircraft makes. It's like a little buzzing sound. I can't remember what engine's in these things. I think it runs on diesel. I'm not 100%. I can't remember. I think, or jet fuel. That was it. It was running on. It runs on jet fuel, Jet A1 fuel. I think that was a twin star. I'm not 100% whether this is the same, but I found it fascinating. I actually was talking to a crew that flew for training purposes the DA40 twin star, and they were saying the fact that the turbocharged, I think it's turbocharged, piston engines run on jet fuel. Fascinating. Right, so gearbox temperature is now up, that's fine. Barker brake's coming off. And clear eyesight, let's go. Now, one of the joys of this aircraft is it has a castering nose wheel. And what that means is this thing will turn any which way it wants if you let it. There used to be an option, I can't remember what it was, on 2020 you could press, I think it was T, I can't remember now, and it would actually change it, cheat it really, to a more direct version of steering, but I don't know whether this aircraft comes with it in 2024, so I'm not sure. I haven't had a chance to read the instruction manual, to be honest. So at the moment you do have to be thinking about things when you're going to turn. Right, parking brake is set. Strobe lights are coming on, landing lights are coming on. Right, so we do have the engine run-up test to do. Being a Cows aircraft, sorry, being a Diamond aircraft, we do have a rather fancy way of doing it. So we have an ECU button here. We can just press this and let the aircraft do its own run up. Run that twice. Run-up is complete. Lights are on. Pitot heat is not required. We are going to reset fuel system. Endurance is good. Right, let's go. I'm sure there's something I'm forgetting. I think it was actually airborne at the hump. That's coming up. .85 knots in the climb. It's not the fastest aircraft in the world, but it is a very good aircraft. Bump off. We're going to stay quite low. We'll stay in the local area for this this flight, this first look. So good visibility in, well, I say good visibility and then look up straight in the roof. In most Diamond aircraft, they do share the same style of cockpit. So good left and right visibility. This is what I would call a first flight style of aircraft, so you're learning to fly for the first time. This would be one of the aircraft options you'd have. Even serves that purpose very well here in the simulator. Rather interestingly, I did find on Facebook that somebody is creating 3D printed controls for various aircraft. I think I found him doing TBM controls, I think it was. But he actually did the stick, the trim wheel, and I think the center console here with the throttle unit for Diamond aircraft. With the DA42, I think it was, I can't remember, it might be the DA40. And I was like, Oh, yeah, I'm very, very tempted. I mean, they look really, really good. I mean, I know what 3D printing is nowadays. It is a lot better than it was even a few years ago. Connected to the Thrustmaster base and a few other bases, I think, for the stick. And I was sorely tempted. The only problem is, he's in America. So, yeah, I hate to think what the shipping would be and being stung for taxes and all that nowadays and ordering from America. I must admit his work looked really, really good. And it just shows you, I mean, there's a lot of people a lot of companies that create sticks and throttle units and switch panels for civilian aircraft, airliners, a lot of military stuff exists out there. I mean, it might not be correct, but it is a military style piece of equipment. There isn't a lot for the general aviation fan. So maybe Thrustmaster, Virpil, I can't think of any other companies off the top of my head. If you want to start making some general aviation controls, yes, I would be a customer for you. At the moment I'm flying with the Thrustmaster Warthog stick and a Honeycomb Bravo throttle quadrant. I do have the Honeycomb Alpha, I think it is, flight column. I don't generally fly that too much. And this aircraft obviously is stick controlled anyway, so it's perfectly fine. Fly with the Thrustmaster. Go around, enter the circuit, and we'll bring her into land for the first time in the DA40 NG. We'll get my thoughts on this aircraft. I do miss flying with the G1000 setup, I really do. Like I say, I've got a real SimGear G1000 screen with the buttons set up. Now you can buy both screens and the center control unit. I haven't got that. It was nearly £1,000 when I was purchasing it for all that. And at the moment I think it's quite hard to find G1000s. I would love to get a GTN 750, I really would. There's a GTN 750 screen, I think it's real SimGear again. But it's very difficult to find stuff nowadays. Alright, so flaps are coming down, landing lights are still on. Don't have to worry about undercarriage in this aircraft. So we do have a rather short runway here. We can be plenty of space with the DA40. But it does mean we have to think about our touchdown point. We are kind of restricted. We don't want to go down the runway too much before getting all three wheels down. Flaps going down to landing.
500.
little bit further down the runway than I wanted to go, if I'm honest. Plenty of braking. Tax lights coming on, landing lights coming off, strobe lights coming off. So like I said, I would classify this aircraft still in the same ballpark as the original, I think it was XLS version of the DA40. I could be wrong on that. But the original variant of the DA40 by Cows. This feels simpler in the fact of its starting system, its starting arrangement is a lot easier. I know a lot of people did have issues regarding, couldn't basically get the engine to fire. I was one of them, I must admit. But the the NG even, is really, really good. Still very familiar to the DA40. Pretty much parked it exactly where it came from. Right, okay, so fuel pump was already off, that's good quick shutdown. Avionics coming off, tax lights are off, position lights are off, flaps are up. So there we go. Cow's brand spanking new DA40, well, sort of brand spanking new, but the NG variant. It's not a proper different variant of a Diamond aircraft, but it is very much welcome here in the sim. I think it is one of those aircraft that will teach you a lot of the basics about general aviation flying, simple circuit work, stall handling, navigation. It's one of those kind of aircraft, a jack of all trades, with the still hear something, but with the G1000 setup here, the navigational system is very, very good, and really does lend itself to long distance flying, no matter what the aircraft is that it's fitted to. I may come back to this aircraft and I may do some stall handling. We could go up to different airspaces and try and see what this aircraft is actually like and try and throw it around a little bit in the concept of how to handle stall turns and how to basically maneuver an aircraft with joystick and rudder controls. I think I might do that as a little bonus video. So anyway, yes, if you have any questions about the DA40 NG, please bang them below. I will talk about Diamond aircraft forever. They are just fantastic looking things. And I will see you in a future Microsoft 2024 video even, very, very soon.